Om Shanti. So, welcome everyone to the Raj Yoga meditation course. My name is Sister Sonia, and I will be on this journey with you for this course. So, you would have seen the email that this course is going to be for 10 days, which is 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, this week and next week. And then there's an advanced course as well, which if you're interested, for those who are interested, we will continue with that. That goes for another 2 weeks or so. So this is the basic Raj Yoga meditation course. When we listen to the word Raj Yoga, we think many a times that this is related to related to physical exercises, yoga, but it's not. This is mostly related to our thoughts. So, what we are going to learn in this course is how we can manage our thoughts, feelings, emotions, who we truly are, our relationship with God, what is God's part or God's role. We'll understand about law of karma, the world drama, what's going on in this world, the powers in the soul. Okay. So these are some topics that we will talk about. Okay. If you wish to ask any questions, just raise your hand, or I would encourage you to sit with a notebook and pen, write down your questions, and feel free to ask them at the end of the class. You can also write them in the chat. Okay, so as we are in the session, I'll just go through those and you might get the answer to the questions during the session. If not, we'll address them after the session. Okay, and you can show me a thumbs up, if I'm asking anything, nod, smile. I can see you all. So yeah, just participate. Yeah, okay. Any questions so far? Clear? Great. All right, so let's begin. What I want you to um, do is sit very comfortably. We'll start with a little meditation. So sit very comfortably. You can have your eyes open or closed. Take a deep breath and let it out. Take another deep breath and release. As you're taking these deep breaths, I relax my body, starting with my feet. My legs are relaxed. My stomach, my back is relaxed. My shoulders are relaxed. Moving up towards the face. My face is relaxed. My forehead relaxed. I remain in this stillness. And I ask myself this question: who am I? Am I the name? Am I this body? Am I the name, the religion, the race? Am I my successes and failures? Who am I? If I choose to change any of these, do I change? And how does it make me feel that I'm not defined by these labels? Take a moment to experience this and tell yourself that I'm not defined by these labels. Om Shanti. How does it make you feel when you're not defined by these labels? You want to write in the chat? That I'm defined by these labels. Make you feel, or you can unmute yourself as well, I think. Powerful eternal light. Not sure. Okay. That's fine. It's your first day. You can feel everything. Okay. Spiritual. All right. Great. This is what we are going to learn. Okay. And we'll explore it step by step. But just to give you a brief introduction, and you'll hear me saying Om Shanti multiple times. And what does Om Shanti mean? Om means I am a soul. Shanti means peace. So in the Brahma Kumaris, we greet each other as Om Shanti. That means I remind myself that I am a peaceful being. And when you say Om Shanti, you remind yourself that I'm a peaceful being too. Okay. So the Meditation Museum is a part of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization, which started in 1936. We are in over 130 countries and we have about 9,000 centers. Our main practice and teaching is the Raj Yoga meditation, which is more of a life skill. So let's understand what is meditation. When we understand the word Raj Yoga, and I'm trying to just open the whiteboard. So when we look at the word Raja Yoga, okay, these are two words. Raja, which means king, and yoga, which means connection. Okay, so Raja Yoga is this practice of connection or union. Yoga also means union, which is going to make me Raja, which means king. Now, what Raja am I becoming? Not that I will suddenly have a crown and I become a king that way, but this king means I become a sovereign. That means I become a master over my thoughts, master over my emotions, right? My responses, reactions, everything. Okay. So this connection, this practice, this union will make me the master or the king. Okay? This is Raj Yoga. And then we hear the word meditation, which in Latin comes from the word medere, which means to heal. So what am I healing? What am I healing? I'm healing the self from anger, these feelings of upset, emotional turmoil. I'm happy some days, mood swings, hurt, sorrow, not letting go of past. These are all, diseases, which is not, they don't make me comfortable. So I'm healing from all this. So through this practice, through practice of meditation, we heal. Okay. So that's what Raj Yoga meditation does. It makes me a master of my thoughts, feelings, emotions. It makes me a master of how I want to respond to situations rather than react. And the meditation practice heals me. So to heal the self, I first need to know myself, right? Right. Okay. So to heal myself, I first need to know myself. So the question of who am I? So if I want to heal myself, I should know who am I. Do we know who am I? No. Well, if I ask you to introduce yourself, what do you introduce yourself? You start with your name, right? We start with our name. We start with um, we start with where we live, where we are from. We start with what our hobbies are, right? Um, so things like this, right? What we do professionally, our degrees, our accomplishments, certifications, and all of that. Now, if we don't have any of these, do we change? Yes, no, no, no. Today I'm a doctor. I might choose to change my profession into something else. Do I change? No, right? Um, I might change my religion. Do I change? No. I might change my beliefs. Do I change? No. So there's something that is constant, right? And these are all variables. The name, I can change my name, I can change my religion, I can change my faith, I can change my profession, I can change my home, I can change my address, right? But there's something that remains constant, and that is who we are. So when we say that we are all, we've heard this word human being, we are all humans. No? So human comes from the word humus, not hummus. It means soil. Okay. And being is the life. This is the body. The life is the soul. Who am I? The body or the soul? The soul. Um, we know the soul by different names. We call it energy, consciousness, spirit. When I was a child and I would hear this word soul, spirit, I would be afraid because, we know about spirits and other things about spirit. But that's, no, it just means that we are all this energy, not this body. This body we know is made up of the 5 elements. This body goes through aging. Do you think the soul ages?
No.
No. What do we know about energy? One of the main things we know about energy is energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? So then what can we talk about? What do we know about the soul then? If the soul is this energy, which can neither be created nor destroyed. So now we know this, that I am a soul. Okay. And soul is energy. Energy. Can you see the screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Soul is energy. Energy neither created nor destroyed. So I, the soul, am eternal. I, the soul, am immortal. I, the soul, am imperishable. That means eternal means I always exist. I'm neither created nor destroyed, immortal, imperishable. I'm not burned by fire. I can't be cut into pieces. I'm not wet by water. That is who I am. This body is perishable. When the soul leaves the body, we call that episode as death. When the soul leaves the body, what is it called? They call it dead body. They don't call it dead soul because the soul never dies. It's called a dead body. It is I, the soul, that gives life to this body. Take a moment and feel this. I am a soul. I am this eternal, immortal energy that is giving life to this body. You know, when the mother conceives, the cells come together, and it's after like four months the soul enters the body, and that's when the development starts. When the soul enters the body, that's when the mother feels the first kick, the baby kicks. That's the sign the soul has entered. So I, the soul, am this energy giving life to this body. I, the soul, am a driver of this body. I am immortal. I am imperishable. How does that make you feel? That you do not die. The soul's journey continues. The soul does not die. The body ages, the soul gets experienced. The body is cremated, or, the body goes into the elements, not the soul. No? Because I, the soul, am in this body, I'm able to see, I'm able to feel. So what does the soul do in the body? The soul expresses and experiences using this body. When a soul doesn't have a body, the soul cannot express and experience. So I need this body to express because I need this mouth to speak. I need these ears to hear. I see through these eyes. So I, the soul, am using this body to express myself and to experience. Without the soul, can the body experience? We see a dead body. Can the body experience anything? All organs are there, but cannot experience because the life, the living energy is not there. Okay. So that is who I am. All these labels are of the body. The name is of the body, the gender is of the body. Do you think the soul has any gender? Right? The genders of the body, the
No.
religions of the body, races of the body, my titles are of the body, my role, I'm the mother, I'm the father, I'm the husband, I'm the daughter, I'm the son, body, right? Professional. I'm an engineer, doctor, scientist, research, IT professional, all these labels that we have associated ourselves with for so many years are all perishable. They are temporary. And I, the soul, am not temporary. Okay, are you with me? Show me a thumbs up if you are. Yes. Okay. So, where is the soul in this body, you think? Thank you. Where do you think the soul is in this body? Some say center of the forehead. Okay. Anywhere else you think the soul can be? Everywhere. Okay. In the heart. Okay. Okay. So let's understand where the soul is in the body. Okay. Um, if the body is the car and the soul is the driver, where does the driver sit in a car? Where does the driver sit in the car? In the driver's seat, right? Okay. Not in the back seat, not in the trunk. Yeah, this is a driver's seat. Why is that a driver's seat? Because the steering is there, the brakes are there, right? So everything is there. Okay. So the driver sits where all the mechanics are, right? The brake, the steering, the accelerator, everything. That's where the driver sits. Now there are two front seats, no, but the driver sits on this seat where everything is. So in this body, where do you think all the mechanics is? Right here. So the soul sits here in the center of the forehead, inside, in between the brain. Remember, the brain is again physical body. No? The soul is energy, not visible through these eyes. Can we see energy through these eyes? We cannot. We see the manifestation of energy in the form of light, sound, right? Wind. So energy, we see, but can we see energy? No. Right? So in the same way, the soul in this body, seated here, invisible through these eyes, is seated in between the brain, where the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are. It's a tiny point of light seated here, behind these eyes. Again, why here? Why not in the heart or anywhere else in the body? Now, the energy of the soul is felt in the body, but the presence has to be in one place. Not that today the soul is here and tomorrow the soul travels somewhere else and any part of the body. No. There's one seat for the driver. The driver can, the driver's energy is felt everywhere, but the driver is seated here. Okay. If the soul was in the heart, And if someone went through a heart transplant, what happens? What would happen? Right? Do we change? Does a person change after a heart transplant? No. No. So if the soul was in the heart, or if the soul was in any other organ of the body, the transplant and all that would create a lot of trouble. So that is number one. Scientists are trying to, they all know that the neural activity in the brain and all that, they try to understand what is the soul doing, but they're still researching on it. Yeah. So if for those of you who understand like computers, um, it's like the soul is okay. I always get mixed up. The soul is the brain is the motherboard, right? In the computer, anybody IT here? Anybody in the IT computers? No. Okay. So I'll not give that example then. So whatever the soul thinks, the energy of those thoughts are transmitted to the brain, and that's how it's connected to the body. Okay. So our thoughts are energy, and that energy is sent to the body through the brain. Okay. Through the neurons in the brain. All right. So that's how the soul functions. What does the soul do sitting here? What does the driver do sitting in the car? The driver is driving. The driver drives. That's what the soul does. The soul is living through this body. So, as the soul is in this body, the soul sees through these eyes, ears, smells, feels, experiences, no? So, that's what the soul does. So, whatever we experience, this touch, see, everything gets registered in the soul. So, the soul has a big storage, we call it, I don't know how many terabytes or more than that of storage, that everything gets stored in the soul. Okay, everything is in the soul. The soul is this tiny point of light, just like a star. Why point of light? Again, energy in the form of light. Okay. Because again, light is pure, light travels faster than sound. So that's how the soul is, tiny point of light. Just like how we look at the star, that's how the soul is. In meditation, many a times we experience ourselves. We can see that little point of light. Many a times we have seen it, we experience that. The soul cannot be seen with these eyes, but we experience the soul through meditation. And some of you might experience it the first day, second day, third day. For some, it might take a few months. Like for me, it took a long time to experience or to see myself as a soul. But I didn't give up. I just consistently just practiced the meditation. And one day, wow, I could experience. Okay, I could actually see this little point of light. Okay? And not that every time you'll be able to see it, not necessary. You might see it once, and it's more of the experience. So remember that when we talk about meditation, I'll explain to you what we do in meditation, which will be your day 4, I guess. But just remember that meditation is it's more of an experience that I'm creating. Okay. The feeling, the experience. It's just like after today's session, you will go back having some experience. You might not remember word to word what was shared, but you will all go back with some experience, and each one of you will have a different experience, right? No two experiences would be pretty much the same. So we all have different experiences. So even with the meditation practice, we create those experiences. Okay, these are elevated experiences through elevated thoughts. Okay, so I am. Who am I? I am a soul. I am this being separate from this body. I'm not this body. I'm not this name. I'm not the role and title. I, the soul, I am eternal. I'm imperishable. I do not die. Many of us have this fear of death. But when I understand that I, the soul, do not die, I change this costume of this body. My journey continues. It is not the first time that I'm meeting everyone, and it is not the last time that I'm meeting everyone. The journey will continue. It's like, when you're on the train, the train starts, some people get on, get off, different stations, right? People come, get on, get off, get off. Life is like that. We are on this train, on this journey of life. We will have co-passengers, co-travelers with us. We might talk with them, have a great experience, relationship, everything. Station comes, they leave, or I get off. That's the journey. But throughout this journey, throughout this journey, what happens is we experience and express. We experience. There's a give and take, there's a relationship, there's an experience that happens. Okay. So that is who I am. Now, what does the soul do? While in this body, what does the soul do? Oh, boy. Someone has a question? Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Sister Sonia, thank you so much for leading the meeting. To answer the question, what does a soul do? I understand from
Oh,
watching
yes.
hundreds of hours of Sister Shivani. Soul does three things: creates thoughts, chooses between thoughts through intellect, and then creates a sanskars.
Great. Great. I am going to open the whiteboard. You are right. Okay. So what does the soul do? So the soul creates thoughts. The soul decides. And the third one, what did you say, brother?
It creates sanskars on itself, habits or states of being.
We call them impressions. Okay. So now let's understand each of these. What does the soul do? The soul thinks. So the soul uses the mind to think. Okay. Can we see the mind? Can we see the mind? No, we can't see the mind. But we know that the mind is there. Why? Because we know that I'm thinking. Can we see our thoughts? No. Again, thoughts are energy. So just as the soul is metaphysical, it's not a physical energy, it's metaphysical. That means you can't see it with these eyes, but you can experience it. In the same way, we can't see the mind, but we know the mind is there. We can't see our thoughts, but we know thoughts are there because we experience our thoughts. So the mind thinks, creates thoughts. You know how many thoughts we create in a day? No. So we create about 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And how many do we remember? We hardly remember any of our thoughts. If I ask you since morning, you've already created like 50,000 thoughts. And how many do you remember? Can you remember 100? And it's really difficult. We'll have to think, no? So why we don't remember as many thoughts is because we create these different types of thoughts. So there are positive thoughts, negative thoughts, there are ways, there are necessary thoughts. Okay. So these are the 4 categories of thoughts that we create. What are positive thoughts? Let's look at positive thoughts. What are positive thoughts? Easy. What are positive thoughts? You know, we hear this all the time. So many people say that think positive, but nobody teaches us how to think positive. No, people say be positive, think positive. But nobody teaches us how to be positive, how to create these thoughts, right? So now to understand these positive thoughts, I need to understand the original qualities of the soul. All right. Now tell me, how many of you love getting angry? Anybody? No? How many of you really like when people don't like you? How many of you feel happy when someone treats you not not good? We all want to be loved. How many of you like being restless, peaceless, stress? No one? No? Why? Because these are not our original qualities. We all like peace. We all like happiness. Why? Because these are our original qualities. We all like knowledge in whatever way. We like knowledge, right? So, because these are our original qualities. Love. So, these are the original qualities of the soul. Love, peace, happiness, purity. These are the 5 main ones. Knowledge, power. When we talk of knowledge is power, which knowledge is power? Knowledge of math, science, which knowledge is power? It is this knowledge, knowing the self, which is power. Okay. So these are our main innate qualities of the soul. But what has happened is I have forgotten that this is who I am, and I have surrounded myself with something called can you see? No? No? Can you see now? Let me try. Okay. Can you see now? Okay. Because we have surrounded ourselves with this. A for anger, L for lust, G for greed, A for attachment, and E for ego. ALGE. It's the acronym for anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. So what we have done is we have forgotten that I am these virtues. And I started to think that this is who I am. I started operating using these. If I don't get angry, I cannot get my things done. I need to get angry, how much ever I love peace. Lust, I need to have desires. I need to fulfill this. Greed, I want more. I want more of everything. Attachment, many a times is confused with love. Where there's love, there should be attachment. Remember, attachment gives sorrow. Love doesn't give sorrow. And ego. Ego is attachment to a false identity of the self. When I think that I am so and so, I'm operating from ego. And then there are more. There's jealousy, which emerges from ego. There is envy. There is disappointment, hatred. There's carelessness, laziness, right? Many other weaknesses. They emerge from ego. So we call something called soul consciousness and body consciousness. And body consciousness. When I'm operating from algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, I'm operating out of body consciousness. But when I'm using virtues, and there are like 36 virtues or more, there's accuracy, benevolence, right? There is cheerfulness, there's gratitude, there's right, contentment, harmony, so many, generosity, right? So when I'm using virtues, that means I'm operating from soul consciousness. So now you can catch yourself. Am I operating from body consciousness or am I operating from soul consciousness? So it's a very good practice to pay attention to. Okay. So when we create thoughts, we are creating thoughts either of virtues or of body consciousness. Now, what do you think positive thoughts are? Positive thoughts are thoughts based on the virtues. Okay. Negative thoughts, thoughts based on algae or body consciousness. Necessary thoughts are thoughts that, okay, I'm hungry, I need to eat, someone rang the doorbell, let me open. And then the main ones are waste thoughts. What are waste thoughts? Do we know what are waste thoughts? Where should waste go? In the trash. And we are creating those waste thoughts. They are thoughts of the past or of the future when I'm not in the present. So when I'm thinking about the past, can I go and change my past? Can I, but if I worry about the future, will anything change in the future? No. So these are waste thoughts. Why I don't remember my thoughts is because majority of our thoughts are waste thoughts. And that's why we don't remember them. So when I am practicing soul conscious thoughts, or when I am in the present, I will remember my thoughts. But all these thoughts that I create, waste thoughts, are all body conscious thoughts. This one said this one did this, why are they doing this, why that? They're all mostly like these thoughts. I wish I had done this differently. I wish I could change. This one behaved this way, or sometimes we just replay the whole scenario in our mind again and again. We just replay it. We just keep thinking about it. Waste. No? So those are waste thoughts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we are going to pause now and we'll continue tomorrow. But let's go into some experience of who am I. Okay. And we'll continue from where we stopped today. And then if you have any questions, I'll address those. Okay. So I'm going to play a meditation and you can experience it. You don't need to repeat word by word what you're listening to, but it's more of just go into the experience of it. Okay.
Who am I? Am I just this body? When I look into a mirror, what am I looking at? Is that me? Is there more to me than my body? I am aware of my body's shape and size, its appearance, its state of health, how it feels sitting in this chair. But who am I? When I introduce myself to others, how do I let them know who I am? I may start with my name, my occupation, my family, my age, my address, and other descriptions about my life. These are all external descriptions of me. Is there more to me than this? Who am I? I am aware of my memories, my experiences in life, the things I have done, the people who have affected me, and the places and events that have influenced me. These all make up my inner world, my inner identity. All my experiences and interactions have shaped my personality and give rise to my thoughts and feelings. I ask myself, is there still a deeper aspect to my identity? Is there an eternal part of me that is unaffected by relationships and the world around me? What is my spiritual identity? Who am I? My spiritual identity, my eternal identity, is soul. I am a soul, a being of energy. My appearance is like a tiny star, a radiant being of pure energy. A spiritual being giving life to this physical body. I imagine how I would look separate from my body. I picture myself as a being of light, like a star, a tiny star, like the stars in the night sky. When I look at those stars, I feel a sense of peace and tranquility. Those stars in the sky are enormous worlds, but so far away from us that they seem like mere tiny sparkling points. There is an enormous world that makes up who I am, and that too is all contained within a tiny, tiny star. I imagine myself free from all the influences of my life, floating free as a star. Pure, radiant, peaceful energy. Away from the influences of my life. Who am I? I am a being of peace. My spiritual identity is soul, and the nature of soul is peace. Not a momentary absence of disturbance, but a real and permanent peace. The nature of soul is love, not a needy, superficial love, but a lasting, spirit. I reconnect with my spiritual identity, with my true nature of peace and love. when I'm caught up in the world and its events and the roles and responsibilities that make up my daily life. Sometimes I feel separated from my true self and my nature of peace and love. In this quiet moment, I remember that I am a spiritual being of peace and love. This is the real me, my eternal identity.
Were you able to experience? So here's a homework for you for tomorrow. Okay, starting today till tomorrow. You will get some homeworks, okay? But make sure that you practice, okay? Just pay a little attention to this. First is as you're moving around, walking, meeting people, seeing, right? Um, Remind yourself of who am I? I, the soul, I'm using this body. I, the soul, I'm seeing through these eyes. I am the spiritual being of love. I'm a spiritual being of peace. So keep reminding yourself of who you are. And second is, when you see others around you, you remind yourself of who they are as well. Just as I am a soul, they are souls too. Just as I have virtues, they also have virtues. Just as my virtues are covered with these algae, theirs also is covered. So what happens in this is I'm able to accept their part. I'm able to accept, okay, they're having a bad day. They're using more of their algae today. No? So I don't get affected by it. Okay? So will you be able to do this homework? Just keep reminding yourself of who am I? Just as I am a soul, so is the other person. Just as I am peaceful, I see them with peace. They are peaceful. Even if they are getting angry at this time, but they are a peaceful soul, just reacting right now with anger. Okay? All right? It's just little change of perception. Just as I am a soul, peaceful soul, so is everybody else. Okay? All right. Any questions? Look at the chat. Any questions in the chat? So someone asked a question, are you talking about reincarnation when the soul changes costume, takes another one? Yes, because the journey of the soul continues. Reincarnation is not scientifically proven, yes, but when we look at past life regressions, when we look at people, sharing their near-death experiences and things like that, we know that the soul exists. We know that there is a past life. There's more to what we see in this birth. There's so much more that happens. So it's a continuity, right? Reincarnation is not to be seen through the lens of like punishment or something bad, but reincarnation means that the energy, this consciousness, is beyond the physical. My journey continues. Okay, when we talk about law of karma and all that, you'll be able to understand more probably. Okay, then let's read the virtues. Okay, any other questions anybody has? All right. Um, Thank you. So I will see you tomorrow, same time. We'll start at 7. But please make sure you're doing this homework. Yeah, and then just share with me tomorrow. How was it? Were you, and it's, really, it's okay if you forget or you're not able to do it, or you only remembered it once. It's okay. Even that one time that you remember, see how you feel. Okay, did that make a shift? Did that bring any shift in how you feel and how you're seeing things and how you reacted? What happened? Right? Just observe that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.